This is the story of how I used my voice as a patient to make change in the medical world. Although I am not a doctor, after many years of living with a condition that's very under-researched, I had to start thinking like one to effectively explain the strange symptoms I was experiencing. So instead of going to the doctor and simply saying, I feel like my hydrocephalus is affecting my mental health, I gave my doctors concrete data, and I said I tracked my mood and cognitive symptoms for 1 month, and I noticed that they're always triggered by a pressure headache. Have any other patients mentioned this? Although most people with hydrocephalus have gone to the doctor and mentioned mood and cognitive issues anecdotally, these symptoms have never actually been formally acknowledged as a part of the illness. Because there is currently zero conclusive evidence linking hydrocephalus to cognitive and mental health issues, in 2020 I partnered with my neurosurgeon at Johns Hopkins Hospital, and I offered myself as a study subject for a double-blind, placebo-controlled shunt study. Over the course of this 2-week study, my neurosurgeon made a series of discrete shunt changes that altered my brain pressure, and then I was observed 24/7 by a team of behavioral health doctors who were unaware of the changes being made, and I myself was also unaware of the changes being made. At the end of the study, after the data was analyzed and the results were revealed, we were able to conclusively prove that my brain pressure does have a direct effect on my mood and cognition. Once we got this data for myself, I started advocating and fundraising with the help of Johns Hopkins so that we could hopefully start our own study where we could prove this true for all patients with hydrocephalus. Finally, in 2022, I was able to gather an incredible team of neuropsychiatrists, neurosurgeons, and medical students at Johns Hopkins, and we started the first ever major research study to formally link mood and cognitive issues with hydrocephalus. And as a very sweet surprise to me, Hopkins decided to name the research study SCOUT-H. Today, the SCOUT-H research study is almost done its 3rd phase out of 4, and so far the evidence we have gathered is showing that the mood and cognitive issues people with hydrocephalus face are a far bigger issue than we once thought. We have only 22 days left to raise the $50,000 we need to complete the study so that we can finally bring the proper neuropsychiatric and cognitive care to patients with hydrocephalus. If you're interested in learning more about the study and where we plan on going with this research, click the link in my bio, where you'll also find a link where you can donate directly to our study.